to our pose. Just find a nice comfortable seat at the top of the mat. So Ujjayi breath is essentially when we're breathing in through our nose and we're making that ocean-like sound in the back of our throat like this. What that breath is going to do is help to warm us up from the inside while we're practicing. Remember, the first act of kindness is giving your body permission to arrive to the mat. So we're here today. We'll take a nice deep breath in together and sigh it out. Maybe set your intention. If you have an intention for practice, what brought you to the mat today, set it between your eyebrows, your third eye. Now let's roll over our knees into our first child's pose. So what you're going to do is drop the hips down towards your heels. Fingertips are towards the front of the mat. You're going to gently rest your head to the mat. Notice my hands are engaged here. Remember, you can always return to this child's pose if you feel like your breath is not in sync. Let's walk our hands over to the left. So right hand on top of left. Breathing into that side body stretch. On the next exhale, over to the right. Right hand, left hand top of right. Breathing into that left side body. On your next exhale, let's come up to child's pose for a second. Just wag the hips, or tabletop for a second. Wag the hips from right to left. Shoulders under wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Keep those feet nice and flat to the mat. We're gonna do puppy pose. So what we're gonna do for this to help improve our cardiovascular health and our breathing, we're just gonna walk our hands forward on the mat, sink our chest down, and gently touch our chin to the mat. I'm engaging all 10 fingers into the top of the mat. And really breathing into this chest opener. Really great for your blood pressure, your heart health. Good stretch in the shoulders. On the next inhale, let's come back up to our tabletop. Wag the hips from side to side. And let's go into a cow pose. So for cow pose, we're just gonna drop the belly, chin up, look up. And for cat pose, we're gonna chin to chest, round the spine, press in the hands. Inhale to cat, cow. Feel that arch in the back. And exhale to your cat. Run through a few of these cat cows, moving with your breath. Just awakening the spine. remember, your stira and your sukha here are in dialogue. So steadiness meeting ease, breath by breath. All right, so we're going to plant down into all 10 fingers, tuck the toes, hips up high for our first down dog. You pedal this down dog out, right foot, left foot, waking up the shoulders, really feeling all 10 points of the earth, our feet and our hands. Moving out the hips a little bit. Vinyasa is breath with flow, so we'll try to focus on matching our breath with flow today. All right, let's inhale onto our toes. Exhale, heels down. Inhale high on our toes. Exhale, heels down. Lift our heels, and we're going to tiptoe to the top of the mat. We're going to inhale the half lift. Exhale to fold. We're going to slowly reach, rise, and back bend. And bring our hands to heart center. Tapas, we're really heating the body up. It's about showing up for yourself. Ahimsa is about nonviolence, so treating yourself with love and respect. If you have an intention for practice today, you can place it right between the eyebrows. On our next inhale, we're going to rise up, back bend, and forward fold. We're going to inhale, half lift. Exhale, we're going to plant the palms, step on back to our plank, lower knees, chest, chin. We're going to slither on through to our first cobra. Little baby cobra here, not too crazy. Exhale to fold. Step the hands back a little bit further. Inhale to our full cobra. And exhale down. Now for up dog, we're going to plant the tops of the feet. We're going to push on up in our cobra and lift on to the top of our feet. That's our up dog. Now we're going to curl the toes under. Step on back to our down dog. Lift the heels high and lower them. Lift the heels, hop, step, or walk to the top of the mat. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold. Reach, rise, and back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhale, reach, rise, and back bend. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. We're going to plant the palms, hop, step, or walk to the back of the mat. Slow lower. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to your downward dog. In this down dog, we can stay or we can play. If we want to play around with some dolphin, we're going to lower our forearms down. Hands or thumbs together. And then we can slowly lift the feet up, really rooting down into our forearms here and looking forward at the mat. We'll slowly lower back into our down dog. Inhale high on the heels. Exhale to lower. Inhale high on the heels. And exhale lower. Inhale high on the heels. Hop, step, or walk to the top of the mat. Half lift. Exhale to fold. Reach, rise, biggest back bend that you got. And hands to heart center. Reconnect. One last one. Surya Namaskara A. Reach, rise, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, plant the palms in vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Same kind of fun things here. We can stay in this down dog if we're not feeling too spicy. That's fine. We can also come down, just kind of hang out in our forearms. That's fine too. Get some good shoulder work. We can pick one leg up, then the next, till we finally get into our dolphin pose. We can also take this into a scorpion. And we can also do some scap pull-ups, push-ups. Come on back down to our down dog. That was fun. Let's inhale together through our nose. And exhale, side out. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, side out. One more time. Inhale, lift the heels, hop, step, walk, top of the mat. Half lift. Exhale to fold into our first chair pose. So for chair pose, we're going to bend our hips or sink our hips down like we're sitting in a chair. Raise our arms up by our ears and look up. Utkatasana, chair pose. We're going to take our hands to our chest, heart center. And we're going to twist to the left. So right elbow outside our left knee. Hinge over. Like that. Thumbs to heart center. Notice my right leg is creeping forward. That means my hips are out of alignment. So I just want to pull the right hip back a little bit. Get that good neutral hip alignment. On our next exhale, we're going to come back to our chair pose. And forward fold. We're going to toe heel the feet apart, mat width distance. And we're going to sit down in our yogi squat. Okay. In our yogi squat, we have our feet, our toes are slightly out, our heels are slightly in. You can always throw a block under your rump if that helps. Use your tools. They're there to help you. From this yogi squat, we can also find our way into a crow pose. So a crow pose, essentially, we're going to place all 10 fingers on the ground. And we are going to work on getting our knees into our triceps. Like so. Back into our vinyasa. And exhale to down dog. All righty. Chair pose is fun. All right, inhale, heel eye on the heels, hop, step, walk, top of the mat. Half lift, forward fold. Let's reach up, sit back in our chair, arms up high, look up for our chair. We're going to bring the hands to heart center. Twist to the right this time. Remember to keep those hips neutral. So we're going to hinge forward, left elbow, right knee, hands in the heart center. Let's see where my knees are. My left hip needs to pull back a little bit. On the next exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Let's head back into that yogis. Sit back into our yogi squat. Feet are about mad width distance. Hips are sinking down nice and low. You can use a block below your rump. You can practice your crow pose. So all 10 fingers down. Lift one leg. Maybe lift the other. Back in our vinyasa. All righty. That's enough chair for right this second. All right, take the hips back. Find a little child's pose. Rest and recover. Okay. All right, we're going to press back up. Heels high, hips high. And back into our down dog. Let's lift the heel on inhale. And exhale to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Sit back in our chair. Now for this chair, we're going to take the right foot back about 45 degrees to the back of the mat. Left foot forward. And we're going to sink down into our left, into our hips, into our first warrior one. Arms are about parallel. Heel to arch alignment is a good option. Sinking deep down to that left knee. There should be knee to ankle alignment. Make sure you're breathing. We're going to open this in our warrior two. Just arms in one line. Look over the left middle finger. Sinking into that left knee. You're also engaging that right foot. Pressing into the mat. We're going to straighten this leg. I lied. I'm going to reverse that warrior. So we're going to reach the palm forward, flip the palm, reverse your warrior. You can bind this right arm behind your back, grab onto your hip. You can rest on your thigh. Feel the burn. Next, we're going to go into our half moon. What we're going to do is plant this left arm down, push off this right back foot. Left arm comes down, right arm comes up. Really engaging that right glute. Pressing into all 5 toes on your left standing foot. Engaging that left quad and hamstring. If you want, you can also use a block here. I like to flex the foot, really engage that right glute. Now I'm going to lose the block, pivot to the front, one-legged Tadasana. Right knee comes up, left foot is planted. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Okay, now our standing four figure. What we're going to do is take this right ankle over this left knee, hands to heart center, and we're going to drop like we're sitting in a chair. Really good for your IT bands here. Really good for stability. Next, we're going to take this right leg, fly it back, plant the palms into our standing needle. So this right foot, this right glute is still engaged. In the standing needle, you can take your left hand behind your calf. You take the right hand behind the calf for balance. All right, then we're going to take this right foot, set it down, half lift. Legs are going to stay straight and engaged, and we're going to hinge at the hips for our pyramid. Feet should essentially be about both facing the front of the mat at 90 degrees. Typically my right foot tends to come out a little bit, but you can feel this right in that hip. You're doing it right. All right, now we're going to take the hands, plant the palms, come into our long runner's lunge, step that right foot back a little bit, chest up high, hips drop, inhale, and step this left foot back to the back of the mat, or down dog. Step that out a bit, and take your vinyasa into our plank, slow lower, halfway, curl the toes, upward the chest for an upward dog, inhale, and exhale to our down dog. Okay. We're going to hip the heels, hop, step, walk, top of the mat. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold. And sit back in our chair again. This time we're taking the left foot back 45 degrees into our warrior one. So left foot steps back in the mat, 45 degrees, heel to arch alignment. Sink the hips down low, arms high. Roll the shoulders away from the neck. Try to release some tension in that neck. Arms up, come out. Oops. Arms come in one line. Looking over your right middle finger to our warrior two. Really deep bend in that right knee. Keep the spine straight. Now I'm going to reach this right hand forward, flip the hand palm, and exalt our warrior. Keeping the deep bend in that right knee. You can bind this left arm, hang it around here. Now to our half moon. We're going to launch off our back left foot, land on our right hand, gently, and lift our left arm to the sky. Remember, you can use a block here if you'd like. Really engaging that left glute, flexing that left foot. All right, with nice control, I'm going to drop the block, pivot to the front, left knee raises, keeping our hips neutral, arms up high, one-legged Tadasana. Now we're going to take this left ankle over the right knee for our figure four, and we're going to drop down, hips down, like you're sitting in a chair again, just on one leg. Ooh. Even I get uneasy sometimes. Ooh. Okay. All right, we're going to plant the palms. Left leg's going to kick back and up. We're standing needle. Trying to bring that chin to your calf. If you want to do some balance work, you can grab onto the calf, your left hand, right hand. Really getting that good ankle support. Plant the palms. We're going to plant that left foot down. We're going to half lift. Legs are going to be straight here. Feet are going to be in one line. And we're going to, oh gosh, fold over this right leg. Nice hamstring stretch here. If this doesn't feel comfortable, try stepping the foot in a little bit more. Okay, we're going to plant the palms, step the left foot back into our runner's lunge, dip the hips, look up, and exhale, step the foot back. Let's do a little vinyasa here. Slow lower, inhale upward dog, exhale down dog. Good work. We're almost there. Just got a few more fun things. Let's lift that left leg high, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Maybe move it in some circles. And step that left foot to the front of the mat between your hands. Inhale to your long lunge. We're going to plant this back foot 45. Raise on up. Back to our warrior two, Virabhadrasana 1. Arms out wide, Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. This time we're going to straighten the legs. We're going to lean forward till we can't reach anymore. Take this left hand inside this left calf. Raise the right arm up high for our Trikonasana, triangle pose. This pose is nice. It's pretty relaxing, restful. In Trikonasana, you can also take your left hand to chest, your right arm overhead. If you're looking for some good oblique work, take both hands overhead. I'm not. All right, let's frame this left foot with our hands. Inhale. Send it on back to your three-legged dog. And place it on down. Let's walk the feet out. Take that left leg up high. Circle it. Take this left knee to left elbow. Back up. Left knee to your nose. Or plank. Back up. Left knee, right elbow. Now we're going to pivot to the left. We're going to drop this knee 45 degrees. We're going to lengthen our spine. This is where we find our half pigeon. I like an active pigeon. You can also take a block under your left hip if you'd like for some support. For me, being in this active pigeon helps me to get my hips down. And then we can surrender to the mat for a few breaths. You can really feel a good hip stretch here. And hips tend to hold emotional memories. So breathe with patience, not force. Try not to force anything in your practice. That's how injuries occur. So just be patient. Just breathe into the spots, breathe into the areas that have tension. Breath is amazing when used appropriately. On our next breath, we're going to place our hands to the ground. We are going to pivot onto our left hip, spread the legs out wide, and find our pancake pose. So in our pancake, our legs are out wide. I can turn here to show you. Legs are out wide, and you want to keep the spine nice and straight. You want the pelvic girdle to tilt forward. So you can move the flesh out of the way. And then we just, without bending the spine, we're kind of just reaching forward. Also engaging the legs. I like to keep the legs nice and engaged as I reach forward. On occasion, I'll take my feet and I'll just give a nice little tug with a straight spine. On the next inhale, let's bring that left foot to meet the right. Reach up high, hands high, spine long. We're going to hinge at the hips here. So we're going to bring the torso down. Try to grab onto our big toes with our peace fingers. And just fold into this Paschimottanasana. Seated forward fold. A block is nice here too. You can place a block right on here, right on your shins actually, just to give you a little bit extra support. Really good spinal stretch here. take a half lift. Inhale, strong spine. And one more forward fold. If this isn't comfortable, you can also place your arms underneath your knees and just kind of rest your belly on your quads. Inhale is going to lift us up. And exhale, we're going to lower down. We're going to grab onto our left knee. Bring it tight to our shoulder. And then do a little twist here. Supine twist. Now I'm not pulling on this right leg. I'm just applying some gentle pressure. Left arm is extended. I'm looking left. Neck should feel relaxed here. Our next inhale is going to bring our knees back to our chest. Big squeeze. Maybe move the hips right to left. And let's rock and roll it. Just a little play here. Moving on the spine, nice and gentle. And we're going to find our way into a standing pose at the top. And sink down into our chair. So feet together, maybe heels apart a little bit. Sink down, arms up high, look up. Gotta step that right foot back, 45 degrees. We're finding heel to arch alignment here. Right knee over ankle. Hips are neutral. The right hip's pulling a little back. Or sorry, the left hip is pulling back a little. We're gonna open up into our warrior two, looking over the right middle finger. Sinking deep down. Feel that hamstring ignite. We're gonna straighten the legs, arms in one line, hinge forward, reach, reach, reach. We're gonna bring this right hand down inside the calf. Left arm's gonna go up. This is our triangle pose, our Trikonasana. Like I said, this is a nice restorative pose. You don't wanna be dumping into the hip. So a block can be used here as well. Ooh. Additionally, you can take this right hand to heart, left arm, bicep by your ear, or take both hands. It's like you're holding a ball. We're going to pivot, frame this right foot. Long runner's lunge, inhale. Head up, chest up. Step this right foot back. Pedal it out. Right leg high. Bend it, open it. If you went one way, go the other. Take this knee to your right elbow and back up. Right knee to your nose, core plank. Back up. We'll take this right knee over, left elbow, and then we'll plant the shin about 45 degrees parallel to the mat. We'll reach up high for our half pigeon. Active pigeon is where I'm just trying to sink my hips down. My spine is long. Shoulders away from the ears. You can have a block under this right hip for stability. And then we can just kind of surrender into the pose. Just kind of really breathing deep into that right hip. in your half pigeon, you can have your eyes closed, just really focus on your breath. Pratyahara in its fullest form is when we withdraw senses, so our eyes are closed and breath is your only anchor. On your next breath, we're going to come onto your fingers. We're going to roll onto that right hip. Spread the legs out wide. Go into our second pancake pose. So remember pancake, I like to keep the shins parallel to the sky. And we're just tilting the hips forward. So we're not bending the spine. We're just focusing on. I'm actually applying a lot of pressure in my heels here to give a little bit of a counter pull. Take our hands inside our toes. I grab these fingers here just for a little extra pull. Keeping my spine nice and straight. Inhale is going to bring us up. I'm just going to do it this way. We're going to pivot to the mat, top of the mat, right foot to left, slow lower. Now we're going to take this right leg into the chest, toward your shoulder. Left leg extends out long. And we're going to take this right knee right over the chest to our supine twist. Right arm extends. We can look to our right. This left hand isn't pulling, it's just providing a little anchor. On our next breath, we're going to bring our knees to our chest. Maybe just give a little rock from side to side. Rocking out. Really feeling that sacral massage. Okay, I'm going to rock forward and back 2 times and end up in our boat, our Navasana. So in boat, you can grab onto the back of the knees. All right, the idea being the feet should be a little bit above the head. Really focusing on that core. And then when you're ready, you can have the arms out wide. If that's still too much, you can bend the knees a little bit. But here's what we're looking for. Let's lower to our low boat. Raise to our high boat. Low boat. High boat. Low boat hold. We're going to clack the heels together like there's no place like home. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. High boat. And lower down slowly. We're going to plant the heels right behind the buttocks. Head into some bridges or wheels. So the bridge is heels down, knees over ankle, and we're going to lift our hips up to the sky. In our bridge, we can also clasp our hands together, come on up onto our shoulders. Bringing those shoulders out. We can also tent up onto our toes. Let's release that bind, slowly lower it to the ground. We'll do one more. So this could be a bridge or a wheel. So we do the same kind of thing, just lifting that pelvic, those hips up, high to the sky. Or we can take our fingertips, turn them towards the front of the mat, right by our shoulders. We can push off our fingers and toes. So hips lift. And slow lower. Tuck the chin. Knees wag right to left. Good work. Okay, now we have our shoulder stand. So for shoulder stand, what we're going to want to do is rock the knees forward. And make sure that we're not on our neck here. Definitely try to keep the head midline. Feeling all that blood rush back to your head. If shoulder stand is not in your practice, you can also have your legs up high, your arms up. Make it work for you. All right, now we're gonna hug the knees in the chest. And exhale. We're gonna do one retention breath. Breathe, take a deep breath into the nose. Suck in a little bit more air. Hold it. And release. Extend your arms, your legs, hands to the sky. Find your corpse pose. Shavasana. Rest and receive. On your next breath, start to bring some movement back in your fingers, your toes. Just get a little movement. Snacks, cracks, and pops expected. Just waking the body up. Maybe move your head from side to side. Option to stretch arms overhead like waking in the morning. Fingers to toes. Big stretch. And exhale, knees in your chest. We're going to roll over to our right side of the mat for our pose of rebirth. Just taking one moment here, just find some gratitude and all the work you put in for showing up for yourself. Let's press on up to our comfortable seated pose, top of the mat. Hands to heart center, chin slightly bent, ending in gratitude. So nice to practice with you today. The light and love in me honors the light and love in all of you. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And with that, we'll bring thumbs to forehead center. Bow. We all say together, Namaste. Thank you so much. Have a great day.